All right, fire it up. Let's do your thing here, bud. Nobody's any better at this than you are.
That's fine. Take a deep breath.
Give them hell at the end. You like this?
Fight like hell like we do every week. You are the best here.
Brett, be affirmative. You told me to get on. Info. Ready. Ready. Go slow. Green, green, green. Lock it down, lock it down.
I'm destroyed, and I just got blown through like 6 times by the 14th. What the f*** is he thinking? That is the stupidest thing I've seen in my career. Literally.
Everything you described is accurate. Haven't even finished the second stage yet. Half the field's wrecked.
Record. Hell yeah.
11 got it. Proud of you there, Matt. Good job, pal. Thanks, man. Good job all day. Great work, my man. Great work.
Keep putting yourself in position. We'll win our share, right? We got one back today, brother. Good job.
10-4. Great job, guys.
And welcome to another week of Racing in the Draft. This week, it's All-Star, which really throws some loops into doing DraftKings. But either way, welcome to Racing in the Draft. My name's Mark, and every week we got to go through the breakdown of drivers, tracks, laps, and things of that nature on how to potentially win DraftKings NASCAR. So let's take a quick look at last week at Sonoma, and Kyle Larson again dominated the field and pretty much put Chase Elliott kind of in second place. Is Kyle Larson the new Road King master? We'll have to wait and see. We got a couple more road courses coming up here in the near future, and we can see if Kyle Larson continues to have his dominance. Since he was from close to Sonoma, he was very familiar with the track. So, but let's kind of look at the breakdown of last week's points. As we can see, we just needed one dominator as expected. Wasn't expecting it to be Kyle Larson, but he was the only dominator, leading 57 of the 90 laps and had 29 fast laps. Everybody else came through with place finishes and place differentials. Kurt Busch being the biggest from 30th to 6th, and that was pretty expected, and Ross Chastain right behind him, 29th to 7th. So our list of the entire year optimal lineup drivers, Kyle Larson has moved into a tie with Martin Truex with 6, and we've got a couple guys knocking on the doorstep with Denny Hamlin, Chris Buescher, Daniel Suarez, and Joey Logano. So can any of those guys make the optimal lineup this week? Let's kind of take a look. And for the format for Sunday's All-Star race, we'll start with the All-Star Open Race, which is all of the drivers who did not win a race in 2020 or 21 and who are not past All-Star race winners. So the Open Race will consist of 50 laps, 3 segments, 20 lap, 20 lap, and 20 lap. They're able to pit and lose and gain positions on pit road, just like a normal race, with the race concluding at lap 50. But the winner of each segment will move to the All-Star race. So if you win segment 1, you win, you're done, and you move on. You don't race the other final segments unless you want to, but why would you risk hurting your car? Same thing with 2 and 3. Then there is a fan vote winner that will also move to the All-Star race. Then we conclude with the All-Star race, which will end up being a 100-lap race with 6 segments. They have a total of 4 sets of tires, and caution laps will not count. So the first segment, round 1, will consist of 15 laps. Then they will reset and invert the field with a random draw of 8 to 12 drivers. So positions 1 through 8 or 1 through 12 will invert, 12 will go to first, and first will go to 12th, and anybody behind will stay in their position. Then in round 2, which will also be 15 laps, will then be reset with an entire field invert. So whoever is still racing at that point in time, if they're all 21 drivers in the field, they will invert all of those. Then they move to round 3 for another 15 lap shootout. Then they will reset with an invert again of 8 to 12 random drawn. Then stage 4, 15 lap shootout, and the field at the end of that will be set by a cumulative finish of from the first 4 rounds. So if you finish first in every round, then you're going to start first in round 5. Round 5 will be a 30 lap shootout with no invert. Must make a 4 tire change before lap 20 in that. And I'm not sure if caution comes out and they come in at lap 15 on the caution, if that counts. I think it does. But if it stays green, they've got to do it before lap 20. Then round 6 will be a 10 lap shootout with the winner of that winning $1 million. And the fastest pit crew to get their driver on and off pit road, so a little bit of driver involvement and a lot of pit crew involvement, the fastest one to get their driver on and off pit road, the team will win $100,000 for the crew. Pretty big incentive. Some fun facts about the All-Star race is Ryan Newman and Kyle Larson are the only 2 drivers to have won an open race, gotten themselves into the field, and then gone on to win the All-Star race that happened in 2002 and 2019. Best starting positions to win from is, of course, first, second, and fourth, happening 5 times each. Starting positions 9, 12, 14, and 17 have never won the All-Star race. And worst starting positions to win the race was 27th when Ryan Newman did it in 2002. Casey Kane, starting 24th in 2008, he actually won, gaining the fan vote and getting into the show. And 18th place Kyle Larson did it in 2019 when he won the open race to make the field. Kyle Busch leads all active drivers by leading 21% of the laps that he has run. I had it, but I forgot to write it down. It's like 217 total laps, but 21% of the laps that he has run, he has led. And Hendrick Motorsports leads teams with a total of 9 All-Star wins. So just some fun facts. Now, let's kind of get a breakdown of Texas Motor Speedway. This is an intermediate style track. The track length is 1.5 miles, very similar to Charlotte, which we saw 2 weeks ago where Kyle Larson dominated the field, but the turns are a little bit different. And turns 1 and 2 are banked at 20 degrees, and turn 3 and 4 is banked at 24 degrees. So different layout than most of the 1.5 miles that we see. Race length for this All-Star race is 100 green flag laps, so no caution laps will count during this time. This race could take a long time if it's a wreck fest, but more than likely we haven't seen a whole lot of that this year. Total Dominator points of 70. Dominator points will not play a major role unless the person goes out and leads a ton of it. So your fast laps points are 25, and your fast laps are 45, and your laps led are 25. Now, let's get into what you really came for, the driver by driver breakdown. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the guys that are in the field. So the ones that have already made the race, the All-Star race, and then we'll break down the Open. They only have 28 of the 39 drivers listed or with pricing this week. So pricing is a little bit softer at the top, and it's a little different because not everyone makes the field. So be sure that you're checking and watching the open and making sure that you have got drivers that are actually going to be in the field. Don't get caught with drivers that are coming from the open who aren't making the race, because you won't get any points for them. But driver by driver breakdown: Kyle Larson, 10,200, number one on the power ranking, with no doubt, after his consistency this year, starting from the pole by a random draw. How lucky is that? But Kyle does not have any wins here at Texas in his last five, well, actually 3 starts, because he missed the 2 races last year. He has 1 top 5, 2 top 10s, 2 top 20s, and a 33.2 DraftKings average and an 18.7 average finish. Didn't race here in the fall last year, but out of his 13 entire starts at Texas, has 3 top 5s, 4 top 10s, and 7 top 20s. Next in line, Denny Hamlin at 9,900, starting almost at the rear of the field, 16th by that random draw. Has a power ranking of 5 this week, does have 1 win in his last 5 starts, and 1 top 5, 2 top 10s, and 3 top 20s, with a 20.6 DraftKings average and a 17.6 average finish. He finished 9th here in the fall, and out of his 30 total starts, he does have 3 wins, and 7 top 5s, 14 top 10s, and 24 top 20s. Next in line on pricing, Ryan Blaney, 9,600, starting 17th. Does not have any wins here at Texas, but in his last 5 starts does have 2 top 5s, 4 top 10s, 61.4 DraftKings average, and 11.6 average finish. Not sure if I said 9th on the power ranking. Finished 3rd here in the fall race last year, and out of his 12 total starts at Texas does have 3 top 5s, 6 top 10s, and 8 top 20s. Next in line, Alex Bowman, 9,300, starting 15th. Does not have any wins at Texas, but in his last 5 starts does have 2 wins, or 2 top 5s, 2 top 10s, and 4 top 20s, a 33.9 DraftKings average, and a 14.4 average finish. He finished 5th here in the fall race, and out of his 11 total starts does have 2 top 5s, 2 10s, and 5 top 20s. Next in line, Martin Truex Jr. at 9,100 will be starting 10th, coming in at 7 on the power ranking. Usually he does much better at these mile-and-a-half tracks, but does not like the configuration of Texas too much, but has 1 top 5, 3 top 10s, and 4 top 20s, with a 45.3 DraftKings average and 11.6 average finish. Finished 2nd here in the fall race, and out of his 31 total starts at Texas does have 5 top 10s, 17 top 20s, and 25 top 20s. And our next set, Kevin Harvick with the Bush to the Moon. I guess that's a play off of the cryptocurrency and meme stocks when they always say to the moon. But either way, starting 12th at $8,700, 9th on the power ranking, does have 2 wins, 3 top 5s, 4 top 20s, and 4 top 10s, 5 top 20s, 77.7 DraftKings average, the highest DraftKings average of the bunch, a 6.2 average finish, and finished 16th here in the fall. Just remember, a lot of what goes into the algorithm to figure out the power ranking is current trends also, not fully what he has done at Texas. Hence the reason why he is 9th on the power ranking. But either way, out of his 36 total starts, he's got 3 wins, 12 top 5s, 23 top 10s, and 32 out of 36 20s. So 9th might be a little on the high side. I think he probably may end up finishing better than that, but you know, we look at data and facts here. So the data and facts speak that he has not run extremely well this year, so buyer beware. Next in line, Chase Elliott at 8,500. Starting 6th is a power ranking of 10. No wins, no top 5s in the last 5 starts. 1 top 10 and only 4 top 20s. 24.5 DraftKings average and a 16.6 average finish. He finished 20th here last fall, and out of his 10 total starts has 2 top 5s, 5 top 10s, and 9 top 20s. Next in line, Kyle Busch, 8,200, second on the power ranking. Will be starting second, 1 win, 2 top 5s, 4 top 10s, and 5 top 20s out of his last 5 starts with a 62.0 DraftKings average and a 7.8 average finish. He won the race here last fall. Out of his 30 total starts, has 4 wins, 14 top 5s, 17 top 20s, top 10s, and 26 top 20s out of those 30 starts. Next in line, William Byron, $8,000, starting 8th, 4th on the power ranking. Has no wins, no top 5s, but 1 top 10 and 4 top 20s in his last 5 starts, even though he's only started here 6 times. 24.9 DraftKings average and a 17.8 average finish, and finished 13th here in the fall. Next in line, Brad Keselowski, 7,700, starting 9th, 13th on the power ranking. No top 5s, 2 top 10s, and 3 top 20s out of his last 5 starts, with a 17.7 DraftKings average and a 19.8 average finish. He finished 6th here in the fall race, and out of his 25 total starts, doesn't have any wins, but 5 top 5s, 10 top 10s, and 18 top 20s. Next batch of drivers, Joey Logano, 7,500, starting 7th, 3rd on the power ranking this week. 3 top 5s, 4 top 10s, and 5 top 20s in his last 5 starts. 46.8 DraftKings average and a 7.4 average finish. He finished 12th here last fall and has started at Texas 14 total times, with 6 top 5s, 7 top 10s, and 10 top 20s. Next in line, Christopher Bell, who has only run twice in the Cup Series here, but let's look at some stats for those two. He will be starting 3rd, 16th on the power ranking, no wins, 1 top 5, 1 top 10, 1 top 20, 50.8 DraftKings average, and a 12th place average finish, and finished 3rd here in the fall race. And with his Xfinity starts, he has started 5 times in the Xfinity Series with 1 win, 3 top 5s, 4 top 10s, and 4 top 20s. Next in line, Kurt Busch at 6,900, starting 13th. Doesn't have any wins here in the last 5 starts, but does have 5 top 10s and 5 top 20s, a 43.2 DraftKings average, and an 8.0 average finish. 11th on the power ranking this week, and he finished 7th here last fall. Out of his 36 total starts, he does have 1 win, 23 top 10s, and 28 top 20s. Alright, next in line, Austin Dillon, 6,600, starting 5th. Doesn't have any wins in the last 5 starts, but does have 1 top 10, 2 top 20s, a 30.4 DraftKings average, 11.5 average finish. Austin finished 11th here in the fall race last year, and out of his 16 total starts here at Texas, does have 1 win, 1 top 5, 2 top 10s, and 9 top 20s. Next in line, Michael McDowell, our Daytona 500 winner, and with that win, got him into this All-Star race, and also probably the chase. But $6,300 this week, 23rd on the power ranking, starting 11th. No wins, only 2 top 20s, 27.3 DraftKings average, and a 22.0 average finish. Finished 26th here in the fall race, and has started 22 times here at Texas with only 3 top 20s. Next small set of drivers here, Ryan Newman at 6,300, starting 14th, and the reason he is in this field is he ended up having a win in the All-Star race, which guarantees him a starting spot in all future All-Star races. But he's starting 14th this week, 8th on the power ranking, has 5 top 20s out of his last 5 starts, 29.1 DraftKings average, and a 15.2 average finish here at Texas. He has raced here 35 separate times, with 1 win, 3 top 5s, 6 top 10s, and 25 top 20s. Our last pricing person that's locked into the field is Cole Custer at 5,900, starting 4th. Has only raced here twice, but has 1 top 20 and 26.5 average finish and an 8.1 DraftKings average. And I made a mistake with his top 5s over there, but either way, he only has 1 top 20. In his Xfinity starts, he has started 6 times, 1 win, 4 top 5s, 5 top 10s, and 5 top 20s. Alright, so now let's get into the grouping of the All-Star Open drivers. So these guys are not locked into the field. We will have 3 stage winners that will come out of this grouping and 1 fan vote winner that will come out of this grouping. So once again, be very aware of that, and either don't start anybody from this group, which I don't advise, or make sure you're watching the race and make the changes before the All-Star race starts. So you should be able to all the way up until green flag of the All-Star race. So let's look at our pricing breakdown. Eric Almirola, 11,300, will be starting 10th in the open race, 18th on the power ranking. Does have 1 top 5, 4 top 10s, and 4 top 20s in the last 5 starts, 45.3 DraftKings average, and a 10th place average finish. He finished 20th here in the fall race last year, and he's got more than 4 starts, but either way, has 1 top 5, 5 top 10s, and 11 top 20s. Next in line here, Tyler Reddick, $7,100, starting from the pole position. The positions were figured out from where these open drivers are in their regular season points standings. And Tyler Reddick is the highest of the grouping, so he gets the pole position. But 7,100, 12th on the power ranking. 2 starts here in the last 5 races, and has 1 top 10, 2 top 20s, a 51.3 DraftKings average, and an 8.5 average finish. Pretty good stats for Mr. Reddick. I expect him to probably lead from the get-go and probably win stage 1. That's just my guess. But finished 15th here in the fall race last year. And in his Xfinity starts, he started 5 times and 2 top 5s, 2 top 10, 2 top 20s. Next in line, Matt DiBenedetto, Matty D, $7,000, starting 3rd for the Open, 19th on the power ranking. In the last 5 starts, he's got 1 top 10, 2 top 20s, a 23.0 DraftKings average, and a 20.6 average finish. He finished 8th here in the fall race and has started here 11 times with 1 top 10 and 4 top 20s. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. next in line at 6,700 will be starting 4th in the Open. Has a power ranking of 21 this week. Only 3 top 20s in his last 5 starts here. And in fact, out of his 16 total starts, only has 9 top 20s. So he's never finished better than 10th. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. will be a long shot to make the field, but he's pretty aggressive and might be able to force his way in or get the fan vote in. Next in line, Austin Cindric, 6,500. Very little on cup starts total and no cup starts here in Texas. 26 on the power ranking. But in the Xfinity car, he does have 6 total starts with 1 win, 4 top 5s, 5 top 10s, and all 6 races he has finished in the top 20. Next in line on pricing, Eric Jones at 6,400. He'll be starting 8th in the Open. 17th on the power ranking In his last 5 starts at Texas, he does have 2 top 5s, 4 top 10s, and 4 top 20s, 50.3 DraftKings average, and a 9.0 average finish. Finished 21st in the fall race, has raced 9 separate times here in Texas, with 3 top 5s, 6 top 10s, and 7 top 20s. Next in line on pricing, Eric Jones, 6,100, will be starting 6th at the Open. 24th on the power ranking, only has 1 top 20 in his last 5 starts with a 13.4 DraftKings average and a 24.8 average finish. Finished 38th here in the fall race last year and has started at Texas 6 separate times with only 1 top 10 and 2 top 20s. Next in line, Ross Chastain, $6,000, starting 5th in the Open, 25th on the power rankings, no top 20s in his last 5 starts, 5.2 DraftKings average, 30.7 average finish. He did not race here last fall and only has 1 top 20 in all of his Cup starts. Chris Buescher next in line, $5,800, starting outside pole for the Open in 2nd spot. Power ranking of 20 this week with a 29.7 DraftKings average and a 21.8 average finish out of his 5 starts. So in the last 5 starts and the 11 total starts that he has started, he only has 2 top 20s and finished 23rd here last fall. He's been running really well this year, but an outside shot. All right, next in line, Daniel Suarez at 5,700, starting 7th on the field for the Open, 15th on the power ranking. Out of his last 5 starts, he does have 2 top 5s, 2 top 10s, 2 top 20s, a 35.2 DraftKings average, a 16.8 average finish. He finished 27th here in the fall race last year and lesser equipment. And out of his 8 total starts here, 2 top 5, 2 top 10s, and 4 top 20s. All right, last of our drivers who have DraftKings pricing this week, Chase Briscoe at 5,600. Doesn't have any Cup starts here. Starting 9th on the field, 29th in power ranking. Out of his 5 total starts in the Xfinity car, he has a best of 2nd place and 2 top 5, 2 top 10s, and 3 top 20s. All right, so who do we start? Why do we start them? I don't know. It's this weekend is as big of a crapshoot as Daytona, Talladega, and some of these road courses. So your guess is as good as mine on what we do here. No, I came here for some advice. I think you're crazy not to probably have 50% ownership on Kyle Larson, and then making sure that you're very aware of watching the Open race and who moves out of the Open race into the regular race, because as we talked about earlier in this video, literally after almost every segment they invert the field, at least for the first 3 segments, and then the 4th one they take the best average, and then they've got to pit somewhere in between on 5th stage, and it's a crapshoot. It really is. Place differential will mean a little bit, not a ton. It's honestly going to come down to finishing position. So it's who do you think you can pick how to make 6 drivers and who's going to finish the best. More likely, whoever that is going to include your dominator. So here's kind of my thought process. I really like Kyle Larson. I like Kyle Busch. I think Kevin Harvick, because of his past experience here, is somebody that we probably definitely should pay attention to. Truex Jr. does really well on 1.5 miles, even though he's not great at Texas. Chase Elliott, William Byron are definitely guys to look at. I think if Matt DiBenedetto moves out of the Open and in, I think he's somebody that I will probably really like. who's going to transfer out of those open spots. I think, like I said, I think Tyler Reddick goes and wins the first stage probably with no problems. After that, I think Benedetto and Suarez probably will end up winning stages also, and Bubba Wallace will end up with the fan vote. Chris Buescher is an outside shot. Eric Jones is an outside shot. But out of those guys, you're looking at the open guys being 18, 19, 20, and 21st starting, so there will be a little bit of PD upside with those guys. They will have had a chance to practice. Now not practice, but race. Now the difference is when they start this race, it'll be in hot, bright sunlight, late afternoon. The track will be extremely hot, also be very slick. They did put some PJ1 down, but once the All-Star race actually starts on Sunday night, it will probably start close to sunset, and by the end of the race be in complete darkness, which will cool off the track. So the track's going to change a lot. So whoever runs well is going to need to make sure that they're moving adjusting their car well enough to finish well in the All-Star race. But anytime that you can get on the track and run and practice and run in full race setup and get your crew chief to make adjustments on it is much needed. So with all that being said, good luck this weekend. I think it's going to be an awesome race to watch. I think with all the different segments and all the inversions and everything else that's going to happen, I think it's going to be a really, really great show to watch. It's going to be a great race to watch. I'm excited to see what they put on at Texas. They always do things big and bad at Texas, so I think this race is going to be one to remember. So definitely tune in and watch. Hopefully make your DraftKings. Good luck. And if you like my videos, make sure you share, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you get notified on when I post my videos. And good luck this weekend, and we will see you for Nashville, another race that doesn't have any real stats to it. So we're going to be kind of shooting in the dark a little bit, but I'll break that down next week. Good luck. Have a great weekend.
Take a deep breath. Get ready to roll here. Only about one thing tonight, getting the W's, so got to be around the end to do that. Get ready to roll tonight, boys. Let's go have some fun.
Don't get me any more fired up than I already am.
All the way to the checker. You're fine. Nobody's got to run. Checker time, baby!
Hell yeah!
Proud of you there, Matt. Good job, pal. Thanks, man. Good job all day. Great work, my man. Great work.
Keep putting yourself in position, we'll win our share, right? We got one back today, brother. Good job.
Great job, guys. Excellent work, my man. Excellent work. Thank you.
Man, that's awesome. Set out with a goal, we got it here, bud. Thank you very much.
Really proud of you, man. Drove your butt off tonight. We had the fastest car here, bud.
Probably killed our deal there. Just feel like I gave one away.
Yeah, boys. Way to rebound. Great job.
Great job, bud. Really good job. Appreciate you hanging in there with us all weekend.
What a weekend. Good job. Thank you.